This is Leslie Connery, and I am here at Microsoft's Innovative Educator Forum with Ollie Bray, one of the teacher presenters in the teacher track. And Ollie, say hello.
Hello, how you doing? As Leslie says, I'm a teacher from Scotland, from in the UK, and I'm a deputy head teacher there, or vice principal from that school. And part of my responsibility within the school is to look after the children as they move from elementary school into high school. And my project is called Thinking Out of the Xbox, and it's about using computer games in the classroom. And the basic idea of it is to use commercially available off-the-shelf titles which provide rich and engaging environments for children, and combining that with sound pedagogy, sound teaching and learning to create a really interesting learning space. And the project's done in 3 stages. The first stage of the project is all of my elementary teachers in the last year of elementary school. They use the concept of the Xbox and the game Guitar Hero as a contextual hub for learning. So fundamentally they're doing a project about rock music, but the children think it's about the computer game, and all aspects of the curriculum are suspended between Easter and June, and the children concentrate on this thematic project, almost a rich task activity. Examples of some of the things that they do would be literacy work. So instead of doing traditional literacy studies of characters from a book, they would maybe do character studies on the characters from the game. So exactly the same drivers as normally, but done in a traditional way. Creative writing tasks might be the children imagining they've been to a rock concert, what it feels like, what it smells like, how they got there. Geography tasks would be planning a world tour and working out where to stay in the different cities. Mathematics tasks becomes about budgeting for a band and the world tour that they're going to go on, linked into using Bing 3D maps and trying to work out carbon footprints of different transport methods. The second part of the project is when we actually bring all of the children up to the secondary school, and then the project turns a lot more social. So we get the children playing the game with people from their new classes but not from their old schools, and what we found is that leads to conversation, because I think that computer games provide a competitive but non-threatening environment. Children don't mind losing at a computer game, but they do mind if they only get 2 out of 20 in a maths test, and sometimes teachers ask inappropriate questions of each other. And we found that this has brought now, for the last 2 years, groups of children together. And we also get our older pupils to provide other activities that they do as well, around again the sort of theme of the theme of rock music. And the very final part of the project is our younger children, they write back to their old elementary school teachers, telling them about what they're enjoying about their new school, but also what they miss. And again, this is highly literacy driven. We get the children to design and then write Guitar Hero postcards, and we do that activity 3 weeks after the children have started at the new school. And what we found is, because these younger children have got a real connection with their old teachers, the quality and the standards of their writing is often a lot higher in these postcards than it is with their new teacher. So then we empower our teachers to compare the 2 different areas of writing and really take the young children from where they should be to drive them forward, not what they want to do or what they would normally do in class. So I guess in summary, I think good teachers use good tools, and I think that computer games have got a fantastic amount of potential in the classroom as long as they're used in an appropriate way, and not just for learning. I think the social aspect of this particular project is really valuable as well.
Awesome. Hey, before I let you go, Ollie, a couple of quick questions.
Yes.
The schools that feed into the upper school, are they all exactly the same? With the kids, do they all get along with one another ahead of time, or?
No, they don't. And that was one of the reasons for doing the project, is that we can pretty much guarantee in Scotland that as long as the family doesn't move house, we'll know which secondary school they end up in. But in my own school, we feed 6 other schools that are coming in, and all of the children have had very different experiences. There's not a huge amount of horizontal progression amongst the schools. So one of the reasons for doing this project was to make sure that all of the children had at least one common experience that we could capitalise on. The other reason for doing the project is that in the first year of school, when the children were coming up to us, we were experiencing some issues to do with conflict as well. Children weren't getting on, and we were doing, I think, some quite good individual work of individual schools, but we weren't doing it holistically, across the cluster. We weren't really embracing the philosophy of a true 3 to 18 curriculum. And one of the byproducts of the project is that our exclusion rates over the last 2 years in first year, have gone down. And obviously, it's not just related to the project, but I would like to think that the project has played a significant part in that as well, because it's about, it's about common interest, and using the game for conversation as much as anything else.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ollie.
No problem.
This is Ollie and Leslie from Salvador.